Indiana Jones 5, The Dial of Destiny. My official review on that is a 6.9, and here's why I don't think it made it into the 7s. Just so you know, there might be some spoilers in here, okay? Indiana Jones, in my opinion, he's always been one of the guys, you know? He's an everyman. He's a superhero without a power, you know? He's a guy, he's a man, a real man, a man's man. And to see him portrayed in this feeble state where he has to be helped along the way the whole time, it was, in my opinion, it was ridiculous. I mean, let's be honest. It's like they portrayed him as such a weak, feeble man, but you see him with his clothes off, he's still ripped and shredded. He's still a man's man. It wasn't believable for me, and I didn't like how he was passing the torch. He was being ridiculed the whole time by the actress Phoebe, her character, which is another point that I wanted to make. It almost felt to me, now, if you agree with me on this one, leave it in the comments, and, you know, also, while I'm at it, don't forget to smash the likes. Now, about Phoebe's character, is I really thought that they were trying to swagger Jack, like a Jack Sparrow type character, which is my favorite character of all time. So, for them to try to take his swagger and put it on this character who is pretty much forcibly taking the torch from Indiana Jones, it was something that I really didn't like, and I found that it was very distracting in the movie, because they were just kind of feeding how she was this great thing, this great character this whole time. The whole movie we're hearing about how great she is, and like, if you look at it from a filmmaker point of view, if you look at the character aspects that she has, they really gave her no flaws. So as a character, she has no flaws, which is it's something that is as bad as bad writing. You want to see a character with flaws, and when they would give her a flaw, if you could find it in there, they would take it right back with, you know, how great she is and this and that, and how she had to pretty much carry Indiana Jones all the way through the movie, which that is one of the reasons why I think that the movie is doing so terribly in the box office, and in the reviews, why it's below a 7. Is it entertaining? Yeah, of course. You go into the movie and you're seeing all this high action, all these chase scenes and stuff like that. It's still going to be entertaining. I was still entertained. That's why I didn't give it like a 5 or anything. It wasn't a 5. But those reasons are big reasons. Those are huge reasons. And in a franchise like that, you want to see a character as iconic as Harrison Ford's Indiana Jones. You want to see him go out high and mighty, not pretty much like dragged across the finish line like he's some dying old goat. Like, come on, man. Come on, let's get to the end of this movie so we can start Miss Indiana Jones, all right? We want a lady version now, which, you know, I got no problems with that. You know, I'm a big fan of the Scarlett Johansson movies when she's a Black Widow and stuff like that. I'm all for it, but we don't need to take Indiana Jones from him. You know, let him go out. You know, let him go out on top, not having to be dragged across the finish line. That's my opinion on that. And I mean, if you agree with me, you probably will, which is why you're watching this review. But leave it in the comments. Don't forget to leave your scores on IMDb. And if you're wondering where I get my film knowledge from, I have a documentary out right now on Amazon Prime Video and Tubi, and I did it all with no budget, no film school, and I have MS. I'm doing it all. I fought a pro fighter, UFC, bare knuckle champion, Platinum Mike Perry, okay? I mean, he's not the champion yet, but he'll be there soon. So if you want to see that, check it out. I think it's also worth noting that even though I didn't like where the character was put in the situation in terms of Harrison Ford, he did a fantastic job. His acting was still 100% believable, and I commend his performance. It was just very hard to suspend disbelief in terms of Phoebe's character. It was very hard. For example, here's a big example. The scene where the police all have their guns drawn, and then all of a sudden they start backing down, and they're all scared. They put their guns away and go in their car, and we see this big gangster come up that the police are scared of. Yet he's scared of the Phoebe character, the Helena Shaw. It just didn't make any sense. It was very hard to suspend disbelief in moments like that. It's like, okay, I mean, why are the police scared of this man, but he's whining like a little girl? It just didn't make any sense. To me, it didn't make any sense. If you agree, leave it in the comments. The main problem about this movie is that Indiana Jones was the damsel in distress. When he's always saving the damsel in distress, now he is. Horrible. Horrible. There is one small tidbit I wanted to say about the movie, is the pilot, the other pilot, whom we don't know who his name is, but he just witnessed time travel, and then when they go back into the modern day, it's like, he didn't tell anyone about this? He didn't think to mention to anyone that they figured out how to time travel? He just, all of a sudden, his character is just gone? We don't hear about him anymore? Nicholas Zerillo here, film producer and director of a real-life underdog story, out now on Amazon Prime Video and Tubi. And we're going on other platforms soon, so stay tuned. We're growing. What is a real-life underdog story? It's a documentary featuring myself, diagnosed with MS in 2016, and I battled all the way back from those symptoms to a Rocky-style fight against bare-knuckle knockout artist monster, Platinum Mike Perry. If you want to watch a true life story about real resilience and not giving up, watch the documentary, A Real Life Underdog Story.